if your modem can't do it.
I can't get my $300.
Look, he don't understand how it works. Miguel know how it works. Miguel.
I can't get my $300.
You know, it's business, it's the office. I enjoy it because this is what I love to do. You know, I've been boxing since I was 7. This is pretty much all I know. Got myself as a complete fighter. There's pretty much nothing I can't do in the ring. I can fight going forward. I can fight going backwards. I can fight going side to side. I can box. I can counterpunch. I can slug it out. I can switch from orthodox to southpaw effectively.
Terence Crawford's training to face someone like Canelo Alvarez is more than just hitting the gym. It's a masterclass in discipline, focus, and strategy. Every session is crafted with one aim: to be in peak form when the bell rings. The moment he enters the gym, the energy is electric, with Crawford completely focused on his goal. A big part of his preparation revolves around sparring. These sessions are intense, almost like mini battles where his team brings in partners who mimic Canelo's aggressive style. They challenge Crawford with powerful punches, sharp counterattacks, and constant pressure. Each round is a test of skill and endurance as Crawford sharpens his timing, slips punches, and counters with precision. These sparring matches aren't just about building physical strength. They're mental challenges that refine his instincts under pressure. When he's not sparring, Crawford is fine-tuning his skills on the mitts. His coach uses these sessions to create scenarios that simulate real fights, pushing Crawford to throw combinations that expose weaknesses in Canelo's defense. It's a dynamic process where feedback and adjustments happen instantly. Whether he's delivering rapid hooks and uppercuts or a single crushing body shot, every move has a purpose.
Double jab.
The heavy bag is another key part of Crawford's routine. Here he builds raw power and stamina, punching with force over and over to develop the knockout strength that can change a fight in a split second. These workouts are brutal, pushing his body and mind to the limit. But it's not just about hitting hard. Crawford visualizes the fight, imagining Canelo across from him, and practices how he'll handle every possible scenario.
Me around in the ring, I visualize everything because anything can happen. You know, what would I do if I get hurt? What do I do if anything bad was to happen? You know, I visualize it all.
Footwork is another major focus, especially since Canelo is known for his ring smarts and ability to corner opponents. Crawford spends countless hours perfecting his lateral movements, pivots, and angles to stay ahead. His precise and quick footwork allows him to create openings, control the fight's rhythm, and dominate the ring.
10, 1, 2, push, 3. I don't think anybody has seen Terence Crawford in his prime. I don't think he's in his prime yet. He's really growing into his body as far as maturing, you know, building more muscle, growing into that 147-pound frame.
Defense is where Crawford truly shines, and his training emphasizes it. He practices dodging punches, rolling under, hooks, and blocking combinations with pinpoint accuracy. His head movement is sharp and unpredictable, frustrating opponents for years. Every defensive drill is aimed at staying elusive, making his opponent miss, and setting up counterattacks. Stamina is also a cornerstone of Crawford's training. Boxing isn't just about skills, it's about lasting through 12 tough rounds. His regimen includes intense interval drills, explosive plyometrics, and endurance circuits that simulate the pace of a real fight. By fight night, Crawford is a finely tuned machine, ready to keep up his relentless pace.
Drive it. Drive it. Time!
Crawford invests a lot of time studying Canelo's previous fights with his team. They break down every move, from how Canelo sets up his powerful punches to how he defends against different opponents. They look for patterns and habits that can be exploited. This strategic prep is just as important as physical training, making sure Crawford enters the ring with a solid plan and a deep understanding of his rival. For Crawford, every session builds a perfect mix of power, speed, endurance, and strategy. It's this detailed approach that has made him one of the most dangerous fighters in boxing. Facing a legend like Canelo Alvarez, Crawford knows all his preparation will be tested. If his training is any clue, he's ready for the challenge. According to reports from Combat Tasso and Talksport.com, speculation is growing that Mexican boxing legend Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford are set to face off in Las Vegas this September. This follows meetings with Saudi boxing chief Turki Al-Sheikh during the Ring Magazine Awards in London. Crawford has even said he's willing to jump 2 weight classes to 168 pounds to fight Alvarez. Alvarez, 34, has an incredible record of 62-2-2, with world titles across 4 weight classes. He's known for his dominance in a trilogy against Gennady Golovkin, and his most recent win, a unanimous decision over Edgar Berlanga last September. Crawford, at 37, boasts a spotless 41-0 record and has held world titles in 4 divisions. His last fight, in August, saw him decisively beat Israel Madrimov to claim the WBA and WBO interim light middleweight belts. Talks about a Crawford-Canelo showdown have intensified, especially after Alvarez turned down a unification fight with William Skull, leading to his IBF belt being stripped. Now, Alvarez has expressed interest in this mega fight, saying, "There's always a chance." Crawford, too, has made it clear he's eager for the challenge, saying on Instagram Live, "We stay ready so we don't have to get ready." A clash between these two stars might happen at a catchweight, though Crawford has shown readiness to move up to 168 pounds. If finalized, this fight could become one of the biggest in boxing history. Saudi Arabia's Turki Al-Sheikh is pushing for the event, adding it to a list of high-profile bouts he hopes to see before 2025, including Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua and Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia. As the year kicks off, both fighters appear rejuvenated after recent victories, fueling hopes that this long-speculated matchup will finally materialize. Crawford recently took to social media, confidently declaring, "I'm going to shock the world. Watch, the best is yet to come." This fight presents a massive challenge for Crawford, who would be climbing 2 weight classes. Still, the American fighter is no stranger to defying odds. Promoters worldwide are joining forces to make these blockbuster fights happen, setting the stage for Crawford and Canelo to deliver a spectacle. However, some critics believe this could turn into a one-sided affair if Crawford relies on a defensive Mayweather-style game plan, similar to Mayweather's 2013 victory over Alvarez. Crawford's trainer, Brian "Bromick" McIntyre, has hinted they'll adopt that strategy: box, move, and clinch. While effective, some fear it could make the fight dull. As fight fans wait for more news, one thing's certain: if this showdown happens, it'll be one for the history books.
Everybody that believes in hardcore boxing fans, they know Crawford can beat Canelo, just like they knew Bud was gonna beat Spence. This is real simple. It's real simple. You just gotta know boxing in order for you to be able to say that. Okay, Terry's gonna get in there and do what he needs to do. Perform.
Fans might not mind seeing a Canelo versus Crawford fight if it's part of a standard DAZN subscription, but the matchup has sparked plenty of debate. Crawford recently stepped up to 154 pounds, where his performance against Israel Madrimov was far from stellar. Now he's expected to leap 2 more weight classes without any real preparation, experience at super middleweight, or tune-up fights, facing Canelo Alvarez straight away for titles. Many argue this opportunity hasn't been earned. Critics suggest that Crawford should first prove himself by facing top contenders like David Benavidez or David Morrell Jr. before getting a shot at Canelo, It's about earning the right to challenge the king. Former 4-division world champion Crawford didn't impress in his debut at 154 pounds last August, scraping a late victory by unanimous decision against Madrimov. Some believe Madrimov could have won if he had pressed the action harder. Crawford's performance raised questions about whether he has reached the limits of his abilities. Moving up to 168 pounds to face Benavidez or Canelo could expose Crawford's vulnerability against bigger, younger, and highly skilled opponents. Opinions remain split on whether this fight benefits boxing or symbolizes its decline into spectacle over genuine competition. In a traditional competitive structure, Crawford would climb the ranks by defeating challengers before getting a title shot. However, the allure of a mega payday has seemingly fast-tracked him into this matchup. Crawford's potential bout with Canelo is set to take place at super middleweight in September, with titles on the line. Despite the skepticism, Crawford remains confident, declaring he's kept his true potential in reserve. Eddie Hearn, in an interview with Fight Hub TV, expressed doubt about the fight, stating, "Canelo might feel he won't get much credit for beating a light middleweight. Plus, Crawford's movement isn't ideal for Canelo's style." Hearn added that other options, like a rematch with Dimitri Bivol, might be more significant for Canelo. Critics have compared this situation to Amir Khan's leap in weight to face Canelo, which ended in a devastating knockout. However, Floyd Mayweather, who defeated Canelo in 2013, downplayed Alvarez's power, suggesting it wasn't a concern for him during their fight. This could give Crawford some confidence, though Canelo remains a dominant force at 168 pounds. Shakur Stevenson, a close friend and training partner of Crawford, believes his friend has what it takes, though he acknowledges the challenges. "It's a very difficult fight," Stevenson said, "but if anyone can do it, it's Crawford." Others, like former trainer Abel Sanchez, see the matchup as ridiculous, questioning Crawford's ability to compete at higher weights. Sanchez argued that Canelo has adapted and thrived in bigger weight classes, while Crawford has remained the same fighter from 135 to 154 pounds. Timothy Bradley Jr. disagrees. On his YouTube channel, he backed Crawford, emphasizing the fighter's skill and ability to overcome weight disadvantages. "The great ones figure it out," Bradley said, comparing Crawford's situation to Alexander Usyk fighting Tyson Fury despite a significant size difference. Ultimately, the potential fight has divided opinions, with some calling it a spectacle and others viewing it as a test of Crawford's greatness. Fans are left waiting for official confirmation, while speculation about this historic clash grows. If the fight is finalized, it will undoubtedly draw attention as one of the year's most talked about events, with Crawford aiming to shock the world and Canelo looking to cement his legacy.